Hey, Furious Nevermind here. My soul rages with strength. Alright, so today's Father's Day. My father treat me like dirt, and I don't love him. Okay, I don't care about him, and no. Okay, same thing with my mom. Alright, so yeah, because you don't treat people you care about like that. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, I'm going to tell you guys about the time my twin brother was murdered and how I created an Übermensch, which is to say a Superman. Okay, so my twin brother was murdered by his best friend, who was the brother of my best friend. And he basically would just live off him. He drugged him up one day, pushed him onto some rocks, and killed him over some petty nonsense, okay? So my former best and only friend was the brother to this person. And that happened in 2016. Now, in 2020, that same person was still my friend, so I thought, and he, even though it was always a pretty one-sided relationship, and he decided to borrow some money from me after we had been working together for a while, all in all about $200, give or take. And instead of paying me back, he just stole it from me and then proceeds to want to try to pick a fight with me, even though we both know he'll lose miserably. 10 of him would have lost. Okay. Hell, I would be worried about big buff guys with ninja swords, let alone him. Okay, so true story, because I've been attacked by machetes. I'm not worried. I got all of the acrobatics and skills. But my friend betrayed me, my only friend, you know. His brother killed my only friend, my twin brother, the only person who selflessly loved me, and then turned around and screwed me over on top of it. So now I have nothing, you know. Okay, but I wanted to bring that up because he's living with my dad, and my dad's pure straight evil, starve, beat, torture me, and acts like he didn't do nothing every fucking time. Excuse my language. I'm trying not to cuss. Actually, I don't cuss. That was the first time I've cussed in a long time. But whatever. Okay, so so that's what happened with my twin brother. That's what's up with my dad. Why I don't care about Father's Day. Oh, and also, this is the peach tree of infinite wisdom. See? Can you see that? Peaches. There are peaches already on this sucker. So I'll just pick them. See? Peaches. Huh? No. Okay. So this morning I built an Übermensch. This morning I about got in a fight with a guy. He got too close to. And I was like, hey, 6 feet, bud, we're in a pandemic. And he wanted to start lipping off. And I was like, look, fat boy, you'll back up or I'll back you up. And he just kind of looks at me and starts saying something. And I was like, and I just interrupted him like, it takes a 100 IQ to understand virology, F-wit. Do you understand virology? I was like, I'll put my, I went off. I just totally went off. And then he was just like, oh, okay. And this was no small man. He was a half foot taller than me and 75 pounds heavier. Big old boy. And I would have tore him up hard. I would have tore 10 of him apart. And he, I think, knew it. Because people don't act that way unless they're something's different about them. So that's what's up with Father's Day. That's what's up with my twin brother, right? I'm bringing this up to you because my twin brother pops up. Oh yeah, okay, let me finish my story. But okay, I'm like telling this guy, it takes 100 IQ to understand virology. Do you understand virology? Blah, 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 blah. And then he backs off. And then I get to the end of the line where I was going. And I say to the guy, how you doing? I'm back in a good mood. Well, he is like pauses for a good minute because he saw the whole thing. He's pausing. And he said, I was like, well, I took his pause to say, and I was like, well, you doing good? Good? And he was like, no. And then I go, well, that's all right. We'll get the next one. And I banged out. But 2 months ago, I would have still been Russell, I would have been like, man, but I immediately reset. And that's what I was going for. That was a skill my twin brother had that I never could quite muster, Because I'd be plotting on, thinking on, and he was just, and I was just like, So the reason I'm bringing this to you guys is to tell you about my experiment and about my twin brother, what he said to me. Well, his avatar said to me. So, he was murdered by his best friend, who drugged him first, who's the brother to my ex-best friend, who borrowed some money from / extorted me from work. Like, I did some work and he didn't pay me. Basically, he stole from me, okay, with my permission, because he's my friend. Your friend asks you for help, you help him. Well, he's not my friend anymore. But his brother killed my brother in 2016. But I didn't know that. I had to push him in order to make him tell me that what really happened. So I made him betray his own brother. And I don't even think he realized what was happening. Because my twin brother, I just got skills that way. My twin brother kept coming to me saying, Moriarty, Moriarty. And I'm like, really? You gonna just Moriarty? What about him? Moriarty. Dude. And then so I bring it up to my friend, and then he busts out, oh, we lied to you, it's a criminal conspiracy. He didn't really get drunk and fall onto some rocks. His brother drugged my brother and pushed him down onto some rocks. And so anyway, Moriarty it was. So I decided sometime after that to go, because I was like, man, this is too much Russell. I hate my dad, I hate everybody, and I have a bad life, and I'm not happy. That's too much weight to be carrying around. My twin brother had just as bad, but he wasn't like, yeah, he was a drunk and whatever. He had his own way of dealing with stuff, but I smoked pot, but I got tired of carrying around all these things, He always used to say, the more you know, the less you have to carry, and I wanted that freedom. And so I decided to take up and become an Übermensch, to fully embody my own principles. Because it's not like being a villain, or being a villain pays and being a hero is punished. Okay, I covered that in my last 2 videos, actually, especially the second to the last. So being a hero does not pay. Just ask all the divorced guys and all that, all the dead white knights and so forth. So that's no. Or like I say, the Christian guys whose wives screw them over. Or kids don't care about them, blah, blah, blah. Or do-gooders who get beat up by bullies. But I decided to create an Übermensch. So ketones put out more energy than sugar. And so I decided to go on the ketosis diet. This was a month before the coronavirus lockdown. So I've been in it for 2 months. I've only been out this month. Okay, so ketones put out more energy. Masturbation, abstinence, causes serum testosterone to go up like 200%. So I was like that. So I combined the two with my gratitude practice, with praying for an hour in a day, working out, and my memorization practices, which help integrate all parts of my memory. And so basically I've updated my neural map so that I'm both more flexible and stronger and more in control of who I am. Before I was just too fizzly. I didn't like it. But now I'm stable. Okay, so I can control myself better. That's all I ever really wanted, to, level up, like Goku did, or anybody. If you look at how they level up, it's self-control. They're in more control of their body and mind. Okay, so I succeeded in it. Okay, because this morning this guy got too close to me, and I was like, hey, 6 feet, bud. We're in a pandemic. Come on now. And then he wants to start lipping off, and okay. So I immediately escalated to like 100. And I was like, all right, fat boy, you gonna move back? I'm gonna move you back. And he wants to start chirping some more. So I was like, I took a step towards him. And I was like, it takes 100 IQ to understand virology. Do you understand virology, F-wit? I was like, what did I say to do? And then he did it, right? And this guy was, he was a half foot taller than me, 75 pounds heavier, no small man. I'm not one of these picks on the weaks. I punch up. I would have said the same thing to 10 of him with ninja swords. Probably even faster. I probably would have attacked him, actually, if that was the case. Because my escalation values. But I have no fear whatsoever. Because I have skill. Why do I need fear? But okay, so I went straight from that, and then like 5 seconds later, I get to the end of the line, and I'm like, hey, how's it going, bud? To the guy at the end of the line, and he saw this whole thing. And he just paused. He didn't say anything. And I was like, I took his pause, and I was like, well, you're doing good. good? And he was like, no. And I was like, well, that's all right. We'll get the next one. Or we'll get the next one, bud. And I just, and that's the kind of thing my twin brother would do. He would be getting mad, and then the next second, la la la. And I was just like, how do you do that? Universe will provide. And I was just like, but he popped up and said something. Okay, so anyway, I want to tell you guys, I was successful. Combining ketosis, the memorization practices, which helped integrate everything. The prayer thing, that was actually kind of counterproductive. I've lost pretty much all faith in God. I mean, if it weren't for the do what I say or I'll burn you for everything, I wouldn't even mess with him. TBH. You know, because it's like, trust me or else. And it's like, well, how am I going to trust you now? Only game in town, you know. So, like women. So, even though they're trying to throw me under the bus, spend my money. But okay, so my twin brother Scott comes popping up today. I succeeded, right? In doing what he was always trying to teach me. And he would do this thing. Oh, anyway, he popped up. The reason I brought you guys this video and why we're at the peach tree of infinite wisdom. Peach pits, and I don't know if you can see back there, some fruit already starting to grow. Oh yeah, I should have showed y'all that. We're doing magic tricks too. I'll probably show you that some other time. You get to my joke. Okay, so my twin brother pops up and is like, "Hey, slow is fast, fast is smooth," and I was, or slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That's what he said, and I was just like, and it reminded me of all the times he used to get on my nerves with that. He would be like, you know, he'd say that, he'd be walking real slow and I'm a fast walker, or he'd be talking real slow and I'm a fast talker, or he'd just look at me and he'd just stare at me. I ask him 50 questions, he's just staring at me. So he really broke me like a horse in a way, because he was my most important relationship. So if anybody could betray me, it was him. And boy did he. But anyway, he pops up and I realized after all this time, I finally accepted the training. I knew where he was going. He's my twin, you know. You learn to baseline yourself pretty quick, you know. So I knew what he meant, and I tried to implement it, but it just wouldn't take. That's why I started the Übermensch training, because I was like, you know what, if my Scott could do it, I can do it. But I couldn't get to the bedrock, you know. And so that's why I was like, you know, I got to overwrite my whole system. And the only way to do that is with more energy than I've been putting out. Intro, masturbation, abstinence, and ketosis, and the memory process, and the memorization practice, and the gratitude practice to really integrate it. And it worked, because I went straight back to happy. I went angry, happy, bam, just like my twin brother used to. But anyway, he popped up, his avatar did, and was like, slow is fast, or fast is smooth, or whatever it is I just said. Slow is smooth is fast. There you go. Smooth is fast. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. It's sort of hard to remember sometimes. But it's this philosophy, a very Zen-like philosophy, having to do with less effort and more reward. And he popped up and said that. I think that was, and then after that he said, you know, Ryan, you can't be stressed out all the time. Happy stressed out or angry stressed out. It was like the universe will provide. And I was just like, and that's when I came out here and made this video for you guys. So if you're having an issue, you can overwrite your system using the methods I've just discussed, okay? So all right, to any of you fathers out there, happy Father's Day. I trust that you treat your kids right. If you don't, you're gonna have somebody like me to deal with, believe it. And if you do, good on you, because you'll have somebody like me to deal with. Okay, because I'll find you, I'll be like, hey, that's a good father right there. You guys see that? I've done it before. So it's a random stranger, so I really like that. But okay, so I'm gonna leave you all with a quote from Zhuangzi that my twin brother and I both like. The sage is still not because he takes stillness to be a good. The 10,000 things are insufficient to distract his mind. That is why he is still. Later.